Again, we were Dan's a Dragoon, GBWC winner. Man, let's go ahead and dive right into the episode, man. You ready for it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Awesome.
Let's rock and roll.
So, people may know that they've seen this guy's face on YouTube not that long ago, not on this page, but let's say about a few weeks ago, you were down there in Orlando, man.
Yeah.
Tell us about the show in Orlando. Tell us the nuance. How was it? Put us there. Take us to Orlando, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so I submitted my build to the GBWC. One of the cool things this year is they did. If you can choose either online or in person. So, but when you register for either, you got to submit your photos to Bandai, which is really nice because hobby towns aren't going to have like DSLRs and photo booths, and sometimes they're taking pictures with their cell phones, and you don't want Bandai to see those pictures. So, I won the in person, and then about 2 weeks later, I'm checking my email every day. Checking my email. I'm checking the GBWC website every day. Try to find out like if I place, because I just wanted to place this year. That was my goal. Like if I could hit third place, I'd be over the moon. I'd be so happy. And then I'm at a gas station with my family in the van, and we're filling up. And I'm like, I should check my email. I checked the email, and there's an email from Bandai Hobby North America saying, and the first sentence says, "Want to congratulate you on winning first in the United States GBWC." And I lost it. I stick my head into the car, and my kids are in the back. They're both twins. They're 6 years old. My wife's there, and I'm yelling at my wife like, "I want first place!" My kids don't know what's going on, and they're yelling because they think Daddy's mad or something like that. And Jackie starts yelling. It was just a total explosion. People across the aisle are looking over at us like there's some kind of domestic disturbance happening or something. So that was that. Then Bandai flies me down, so they pay for the ticket, they pay for the hotel, they pay for the whole thing. They make sure I get into a nice spot. They meet up with me. I have like a person come out and meet with me, and they give me a quick tour of the venue and everything. So I got like a personalized tour. I got to cut all the lines. Made me feel really special in that regard, Yeah. I got a special pass that said like Bandai guest on it. It's different from. So yeah, it was pretty cool. After that, they bring you backstage. I got to meet a bunch of, I don't remember any of their names because it was kind of a rush. It was very fast paced. Once I arrived at the venue, there was maybe an hour between when I arrived and when I went on stage. And in that period of time, there was no vetting, which I thought was kind of funny. Like I could have gotten on stage and like ripped my pants off or something. You know what I mean? Like been some crazy guy. They didn't even vet me or anything. They were just like, you're going to go on stage. They're going to ask you a couple questions, and then you're going to take your reward, and that's going to be it. But I go backstage. I meet some Bandai higher ups, and I use a little Japanese on them, and they really like that. They're Japanese, and it kind of walked me through where I was supposed to go stand on the stage. And I met Tim Tam, who's the under 20 champion. Yeah. Super cool guy. Huge shout out Tim Tam Studios on Instagram. He is if you've seen his build, it's got like the Gundam. Yeah, you guys showed on the last episode. Crazy talent and such a genuine person too. So I got to meet him. Got me out on stage. Did my pony dance for a little bit. Talked about the kid a little bit. I kind of went off script. I think, they just told me to answer the questions basically, but I was like, when I get up there, I'm going to say what I want to say and shout out who I want to shout out. And then, cause it's live, they're not going to like put a sheep's thing out and pull me off the stage or something like that. So I was like, once I get out there in front of the camera, I can do what I want. So I did that to some degree. And then, it was fun though. It was cool. Wow. That part of the show was cool for sure.
I mean, you was down there. How long? So with that, everything sounds amazing. From the gas station, the kids checking the email, putting us in that real time. How long was it from I'm at the gas station to I'm flying out to Orlando? 2 weeks. You had to keep this secret kind of built, like, quiet. Like you couldn't, like you probably. I mean, we're human.
That's a good point.
We're human, right? I'm not saying you did. And if you did, you did. If you didn't, you didn't. But it's somebody that I don't know if I would be, but I'm like, yo, awesome, bro.
Right.
I did it.
So in the email at the very bottom, they're like, please don't discuss this online or in social medias. So I was like, okay, there's a few people I have to tell, because if I don't, I'm going to bust. You know what I'm saying? So I told my wife and kids obviously knew, but I told Skyfire, I told my buddy Ian, and I told some friends I had from Spokane, Washington, and that was it. But so it was about 2 weeks where I had to sit on it. I had to sit on that nuclear bomb, holding it in for 2 weeks, man. And that was tough. I couldn't even tell my club. So like, it's so funny. My Skyfire was like putting together a watch party, and he was trying to like get people to watch the GBWC announcement without giving it away that there was a reason to watch it. You know what I'm saying? So, but we were able to keep it under wraps, and it was good to finally release that off my shoulders once it was finally announced.
Well, that's what's up, man. And you got a chance to get up there and interact with the host. Hopefully Bandai hit us up and we could do better. Maybe a interview process. The Undergated would be happy to come up we'll go down to Florida, do something.
Yeah.
You would think.
I got a couple comments on that thing. You know, it's hard to say. It's hard to put this into words. You guys are doing it right with the podcast. You have one of the best podcasts out there, if not the best Gunpla model podcast out there. Like you guys are doing it right. You're talking about model kits, talking about tips, talking about competitions, manga, anime, like all that stuff. It's good and it's got a good flow. And you guys do need to be incorporated somehow. Like, how can we make that happen? I mean, when I'm over in Japan, I'm going to be talking about it. I'm sure there's going to be some reps or something I can talk to, but I mean, we had Gunpla Millie up there on stage, and she's responsible, I'm sure, for quite a lot of people getting into the hobby and stuff. She's an awesome YouTuber. Felt a little stiff. Maybe it was just the live performance, is different from like pre-recorded videos, things like that. I mean, it can be really hard when you're on a stage in front of a lot of people. I didn't catch the guy's name, but he had a lot of energy, and he was also on the other stages. They had multiple stages set up. They had that big TV stage that I was on, but then they had little stages like studios set up where he was going around and leading the conversation on the card front, the card parts of the convention, because it was a card convention. But he had a ton of energy. He was really great. But yeah, if they had modelers, like actual modelers doing it, people in the community that build cool stuff, that have that clout, more involved with it. I mean, you guys got the radio voices, you know what I'm saying? Like, get up there with a microphone. That would be dope.
I appreciate it, big dog.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see, man. All the thing we do is just keep grinding and keep putting, the more work out there and letting people know about you. Like I said earlier, it's criminal how your work, you post on Instagram, you reveal it. That should have ballooned your account up, man. Ballooned it. And that whole experience is, I hope you printed the email, hope you flagged the email so it's saved, archived, whatever it may be. But I have goosebumps hearing that story, man, because I can only imagine. That is the part of the competitions, right, where you wait, you're eager,
right?
Like you at a local event, like, all right, here we go for best in show. That. And then the moment they say your name or the moment you get that email, boom. So it's a lot of stuff. And if people are not aware, we're gonna go ahead and pull up your Instagram and show the people. Actually, you know what? No, I want to do you better. You deserve better than that, brother. So, Austin, what do you have for the homie Danza Dragoon?
No, I mean, shoot, it is pretty wild that when you look at all the other competition and stuff like that out there, your creativity shine through. And for people who don't know his, we did hear a little bit of his backstory. I'm not sure if we have a question that's probably going to dive deeper into it, but the fact that he's been building for only a certain amount of time, that had us all kind of shocked when he told us how long he's been building Gundams. And I was like, yeah. And he already won the trophy. He already won the trophy. Why are we here?
This is the culmination of 2 years in the hobby.
2 years,
Yeah.
people.
2
There's no
years.
excuse. The excuse is not off the table. The excuse of I'm still. Hold on, let me be gentle. Let me be gentle with that, because people sometimes they get in their feelings, right? They're getting. Don't compare me to him. Let's stop using that as a crutch. Let's stop using this as a crutch. Talking about 2 years into the hobby. By the time he sat down, and we'll get more into the inspiration behind this. By the time this man sat down, probably what, a year and a half. This is 2 years as of right now. And this is probably what 6 months ago. You probably thought of this build.
Yeah, I mean, so it was probably started in October, right before. As soon as I found out, so a lot of there's a lot of controversy, not controversy about GBWC, as far as sometimes people don't realize it's happening. Sometimes it's not it's definitely not marketed well in the United States.
Yeah.
It doesn't have the hype that it has in other countries. I'm sure there's dollars and cents reasons for all that stuff, but if you are interested in competing in the GBWC, you know that you got to get on that website probably summertime and start checking it once a week, if not more often, and waiting for them to drop that registration page. Yeah. And when they drop that registration page, they're also dropping the rules. They're dropping all the juicy tidbits